Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 14. I believe it's 14. Anyway, uh, last episode, Deku had his fight with Overhaul. Um, and, well, I should say Deku and Eri had their fight with Overhaul. Eri obviously didn't throw a punch, but she was helping Deku out because we finally learn what her ability is, her quirk, and it's basically to rewind people. Um, so they go into a flashback showing the head of the Yakuza group that they're in, basically saying that his daughter, whose kid this is, um, basically gave her up because her quirk manifested and killed her father. He basically was rewound into nothing. Um, so she got rid of her, and he is taking care of her. And he asks Chisaki, Overhaul, that he wants him to basically like study her quirk and find out exactly what it is, and take care of her. As he's doing his experiments, he is realizing what her quirk can do. Um, all of the like bandages that are on her arm are from him, obviously cutting her and watching her basically rewind the wound back to normal. Um, so they decided to use her, blood and everything to create the drug to get rid of corks. Um, but they also have the serum, the antidote to bring the corks back. His whole plan, which he explains in another flashback during his fight with Deku, is basically they're going to create the kind of like the unfinished one, kind of get it out there so that people know it's coming, and then when they get it completed and it's 100% able to eliminate corks, sell it at insanely high prices. They'll sell the guns and the drug to the villains, but then sell the antidote to the heroes, basically working both sides to bring in money. And this would get the group back to what it once was. Obviously, the old man wasn't into this. He's told him before not to get involved with drugs, no matter what kind. Not only that, but he wasn't up for using Eri as some like factory, basically. Because of this, he basically told him that he was done with him, that he did not want him around anymore, which kind of made something snap in Chisaki. He is so dedicated to trying to show how much he appreciates that he took him in, that he was even willing to deconstruct something in him to put him in a coma. And he's saying in his mind, basically, that after he has brought the group back to what it once was, and he will fix him. But until then, just to relax and just wait for that day to come. Although I'm pretty sure if he woke him up and he found out everything that was going on, he would not have been happy about it. He didn't want him doing any of that anyway. So, yeah, he would not have been happy about that at all. Deku, on the other hand, thanks to Eri, is able to fight Overhaul at 100% power. Eri's ability is actually rewinding all of the injuries that he's causing to himself as they're happening. Usually, as we know, whenever he uses 100% of his power, or even if he goes maybe 50% of his power, he's gonna break bones. Like his arm. In this case, it was his leg. He thought his leg was broken, but nothing was wrong with his leg. And he asks Eri if it was her power, and then he starts getting in a lot of pain because she doesn't know how to work her power. It just turns on, and then she doesn't know how to stop it. So as he's like sitting next to her, like he's kind of kneeling down to talk to her, it's still rewinding him. So he was potentially going to die if she kept rewinding around him, because it would have just turned him into what she did to her dad, to nothingness, and he would have just died. Which Chisaki was saying when he came up, that she doesn't know how to control it. All she knows how to do is turn it on, and then anybody that gets near her is going to get rewound back to nothing. So you have two different views on this. You have Chisaki, who is basically in the Your Cork is a Curse group. And then you have Deku, who thinks that it's a blessing, which, the way Chisaki was using it, it was a curse. If she is able to actually control it and use it properly, then it could be used for a lot of good. Who knows how long it'll take her to do that? I mean, she's been in this room being experimented on for I don't know how long before they found out about it and were trying to help her. And ever since then, all she's been told is that anybody she gets near dies, and that she's cursed, and she should just not even bother with anybody. And then you got Deku here, who's telling her that her cork is a blessing, which she had never heard before. So, very emotional for her. He also figured out how fast it was rewinding him, like his injuries. And figured, if I fight and cause enough severe injuries to myself, like faster than she can repair it. At least that's what it's. I think that's what it said. Faster than she can repair the injuries, then he will be okay, because the rewind is going to be too busy fixing the injuries, than reverting him back to nothing. So he's going all out on Chisaki, and dude had no chance. Deku is basically flying in the sky, although I'm pretty sure he's using his legs to push off the air, almost like a skywalk from One Piece. What like the CP9, Sanji, what all of them can do, where they like kick the air really quick and they just move up like they're flying. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. Only he's just using like a kick, just really fast. Another comparison I had with One Piece was when he threw that, what looked like almost a Gatling gun kind of attack. Other reactors I watched automatically went to One Punch Man, and I guess since the animator was the same animator from One Punch Man, I can understand that. But for me, it automatically went to One Piece. This looks like a Gatling gun attack. Um, like when Jet Gatling, like when Luffy was fighting Lucci. That's what it reminded me of. And then he finishes him off with just a single punch to the face. And at 100% power, I would be surprised if the guy wasn't dead. Which he probably isn't, but he took that punch straight on his face, like cheek, and finished him off. Uh, let's see. Uraraka and Night Eye are heading up to the surface. Night Eye still has that piece of stone in his gut. It's huge. Pretty positive he's gonna die. I don't think there's any saving him. I don't know if Eri could do anything about it. Like maybe she could. I don't know how that actually works. Like if they remove the stone, would she be able to just repair everything with her rewind? But right now they just got to focus on, I guess, getting Chisaki, because he's knocked out. Let me see. Night Eye, he had already seen the future using his ability, and from what he saw, Overhaul was going to kill Deku. He was Deku was going to die. He was going to die. As far as I know, Mirio was going to die. They were all going to die fighting this dude. Like, he was going to get away. I think some unknown factors might have interrupted that future. He didn't seem too surprised that the big dragon lady and the rest of them fell down into the area they were in. So that must have been part of the future. My guess is it had something to do with Eri. What it looked like when they showed a little glimpse of the future was that Deku didn't have her strapped on his back. Deku was kind of holding her like you would a normal child, like if you were just picking him up. He had her like that, but in the fight, he had her tied to his back. So once Deku beat him, he was surprised because the future actually changed, despite the fact that he said in a flashback that he had tried changing some of the futures he's seen by doing things completely different than what he saw, but it always ended up back to that prediction, that future, where it still happened. So as far as he knew, there was no way to change it. Because usually you think, okay, well, if I know what's going to happen, I'll just do different stuff that didn't happen in that future and it should change it. But I guess that wasn't the case for most things, except for this. And now he's pretty much hoping, judging by the little smirk he gave at the very end. It was really quick, but it was a smirk, like a smile, because now he knows that the future can be changed. Maybe All Might won't have to die, in the future he saw for him. So yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, I knew they weren't going to kill Deku. He's the main character, so Night Eye saying, "Oh, he's going to die during this fight with Chisaki" is like, no, he's not. Don't give me that. You know he's not going to die. He's the main character. But yeah, it was still pretty awesome. The fight was amazing. The animation was really great. So yeah, now it's time to bring it down and finish off this whole section. So let's get into the episode. There we go. All right, so the video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.